This year is closing, and something inside you already knows that what comes next cannot be stopped. The ending you are witnessing is not random, and it is not only about dates on a calendar. It is about a deep internal shift that has been forming quietly, patiently, waiting for the exact moment to reveal itself. You may have felt strange waves of tiredness mixed with clarity, moments where memories surfaced without warning, or a sense that certain habits no longer fit who you are becoming. This is not confusion. This is alignment beginning to take shape, even if it feels uncomfortable at times. There is a reason 2026 feels inevitable to you, and that reason lives far beyond logic. The angels want you to understand that your reality does not change through force. It changes through awareness. Over the past months, you have been subtly guided to see people, situations, and even yourself from a different angle. What once felt normal may now feel heavy. What once scared you may now feel distant. This is not loss, this is release. You are not falling apart. You are shedding layers that were built to survive, not to live. And as this year ends, those layers can no longer stay. They have completed their role. You may ask why this shift feels so intense now. The answer is simple and profound. You reached a threshold. There is a version of you that cannot move forward carrying the weight of old agreements, silent guilt, or unspoken fears. The angels say that time itself bends when inner decisions are made. When you choose, even silently, to no longer betray yourself, reality reorganizes. That is why events may speed up, relationships may change tone, and opportunities may appear suddenly. This is not chaos, this is recalibration. Before continuing the message, write this mantra in the comments. I allow my reality to realign with my true self. Doing this anchors the shift that is already happening. Now, continuing the message, you are not late. You are not behind. You are exactly where you need to be for this transition to complete. The pressure you have felt was never meant to break you. It was meant to wake you. There is a quiet strength growing inside you, one that does not seek approval or permission. It observes, it chooses, it moves with intention. This strength will be essential as the new cycle approaches, because 2026 is not a continuation of the past. It is a response to who you have become. The angels show that many of your past struggles were not punishments but training. You learned to read between words, to sense what is not said, to stand alone without losing your softness. These abilities were earned through moments that tested your patience and your trust. Now they become tools. You will notice that decisions feel clearer. Doubt no longer screams, it whispers. And when it does, you recognize it as an echo, not a truth. There is also a healing taking place in how you relate to time. You are learning that urgency is not power, presence is. The more you stop chasing, the more things find you. This is one of the quiet laws that governs the next phase of your life. Effort will be replaced by precision. Exhaustion will be replaced by alignment. You will still act, but from a grounded place, not from fear of missing out. As this year closes, pay attention to what naturally leaves. Do not beg it to stay. What exits now does so because it cannot follow you, and what remains will feel lighter, truer, more honest. This is how your reality updates itself, not through dramatic declarations, but through subtle, undeniable shifts in what you tolerate and what you choose. There is something very important you need to know. The inevitability you sense about 2026 is not fate pushing you forward. It is you finally meeting the frequency of the life you asked for long ago. Some prayers take time not because they are ignored, but because you must become the person who can live them without shrinking. That becoming is happening now. You may still have moments of doubt, moments where the mind tries to pull you back into old stories. When that happens, do not fight it. Observe it. Thank it for trying to protect you. Then return to the body, to the breath, to the quiet certainty that keeps growing. The angels assure you that nothing real will be taken from you in this transition. Only illusions dissolve. As the final days of this year unfold, allow yourself to rest without guilt. Integration requires space. You do not need to understand everything for it to work. You only need to stay honest with yourself. That honesty is your compass now. It will guide you through choices that once felt confusing and into outcomes that feel strangely familiar, as if you have known them before. This is not an ending you should fear. It is a completion that makes room. And the reason 2026 feels so close, so certain, is because the internal shift is already done. The outer world is simply catching up. If this message found you, it didn't happen by chance. Take a moment and tell us in the comments which city you're watching from, so this energy can reach you even more clearly. What you are experiencing now goes beyond simple change. It is a quiet replacement of reality itself. The angels want you to see that what feels inevitable is not something approaching you from the outside, but something already completed within you. Long before circumstances shift, the internal agreement is signed. That agreement was made the moment you stopped negotiating your worth, even if you did not say it out loud. There is a deep reason why old patterns are losing their grip. You are no longer available for cycles that demand sacrifice without return. This does not mean you became harder. It means you became clearer. And clarity alters outcomes in ways effort never could. The universe responds differently when you move without self-abandonment. Doors that once stayed closed begin to loosen, not because you knocked louder, but because you are no longer asking from lack. You may notice that certain people feel distant now, even if nothing dramatic happened. Conversations may feel repetitive, shallow, or strangely exhausting. This is not judgment. It is resonance changing. When your inner state shifts, alignment follows and misalignment reveals itself naturally. The angels say you are not meant to drag everyone into your next phase. Some connections were designed to end exactly where they are ending. There is also something being healed in how you see yourself inside silence. In the past, quiet moments may have triggered doubt or overthinking. Now, silence is becoming neutral, even supportive. This is a sign of internal safety. When the mind no longer needs constant reassurance, reality begins to stabilize. You are building a foundation that does not shake when others disagree, leave, or misunderstand you. The quantum shift you are living does not announce itself with noise. It happens subtly, through small decisions that feel insignificant but are not. Choosing rest over guilt, choosing truth over comfort, choosing to pause instead of reacting. These choices collapse old timelines. That is why some situations may suddenly resolve, dissolve, or reveal their true nature without effort. Now, before we continue this message, write in the comments 888. Do this as an act of alignment, not superstition. It signals your willingness to release repetition and allow a new cycle to stabilize. And if this message resonates deeply with you, know that supporting it through the thanks button helps keep these messages alive and reaching others who need them, gently and honestly. The angels want to be very clear about something important. You are not becoming someone else. You are returning to yourself before adaptation, before survival strategies, before the need to explain who you are. This return creates a powerful internal coherence. When you are coherent inside, reality has no choice but to reorganize around you. This is why 2026 feels close, almost tangible. Not because time is speeding up, but because resistance has decreased. The less you resist who you are, the faster life aligns. What once took years now takes months. What once required struggle now responds to intention. This is not luck. This is alignment reaching maturity. You may still feel moments of uncertainty. That is natural. Growth does not erase fear, it changes your relationship with it. Fear no longer controls direction, it simply informs you where old boundaries once existed. When fear appears now, it is often a sign you are stepping beyond a former limit, not doing something wrong. Notice how your intuition has become quieter but more precise. It no longer argues, it simply knows. This is a refined inner guidance system, one that operates beyond emotion and urgency. Trusting it will feel less dramatic and more peaceful. That peace is your confirmation. As this block closes, allow yourself to acknowledge something honestly. You survived versions of life that were never meant to be permanent. You adapted when you should not have had to. And now you no longer need to prove resilience. You are allowed to experience ease without guilt. If you feel called to support this internal shift in a more tangible way, there is something aligned with this moment, waiting for you in the first pinned comment. It brings together ancient wisdom and modern science through carefully designed sound frequencies that work with the body's natural potential. With just 10 minutes a day, it supports personal transformation, helps open new paths to prosperity, and gently enhances the attraction of abundance and meaningful change. If this message resonates with where you are right now, you will recognize why it appeared at this exact time. Something subtle is happening beneath the surface of your life, and it is changing the way reality responds to you. You may not be able to explain it clearly yet, but you can feel it in your body. A calm determination is replacing the constant need to figure everything out. The angels want you to recognize this moment because this is where your power becomes quiet and effective. You are no longer pushing against life. You are allowing it to meet you where you truly stand. There was a time when you questioned your own perceptions. You wondered if you were asking for too much, feeling too deeply, or expecting something unrealistic. That phase served its purpose, but it cannot follow you forward. You have crossed an internal line. Now, when something does not align, you feel it immediately, not as anxiety, but as a gentle inner signal that says, "This is not for me anymore." This discernment is one of the strongest indicators that your reality is shifting. The angels say that many delays you experienced were not denials. They were pauses designed to protect you from entering the right situations with the wrong version of yourself. If certain doors had opened earlier, you would have had to abandon parts of your truth to stay inside them. That is why patience was demanded of you, even when it felt unfair. You were being preserved for a version of life that requires wholeness, not compromise. There is also a correction happening in how you receive. In the past, you may have been more comfortable giving, fixing, holding space, or understanding others than allowing yourself to be supported. Now, something is softening. You are learning that receiving does not make you weak or dependent. It makes you balanced. And balance is essential for what is forming next. Before continuing this message, if you are not yet subscribed to the channel, take a moment to subscribe. It helps us continue creating meaningful content for you. Now, continuing the message, you are beginning to see how much energy you once spent maintaining situations that were already expired, explaining yourself, waiting for recognition, hoping others would eventually meet you where you already were. That effort is no longer required. The angels say that when alignment is real, it does not need to be negotiated. It feels mutual, natural, and calm. This is why your future feels closer than expected. Not because it is rushing toward you, but because you stopped running from it. Resistance created distance. Acceptance closed the gap. You are now standing in a place where your internal truth and your external actions are no longer in conflict. This coherence is rare and it is powerful. You may notice that your reactions are changing. Things that once triggered strong emotional responses now pass through you more quickly. This does not mean you care less. It means you are no longer leaking energy into what cannot grow with you. Emotional maturity is not numbness, it is direction. The angels want you to trust the simplicity of what comes next. The mind may expect something dramatic or overwhelming, but the truth is gentler. Opportunities will arrive through conversations that feel easy, choices that feel obvious, and paths that feel strangely familiar. Familiar not because you have lived them before, but because they match who you are now. There is no need to announce this transformation to anyone. It will be recognized through your presence, through what you no longer chase, through what you no longer tolerate, through the calm certainty in your voice when you speak about what matters to you. This is how your reality confirms the shift. As you move forward, remember this: you do not need to hurry to prove anything. Time is responding to you differently now. What belongs to you will meet you without force. What does not will quietly fall away. And you will not need to explain either outcome. This block ends with an important reminder from the angels. Trust the version of you that feels steady, not the one that feels rushed. Steadiness is your signal that you are exactly where you should be. There is a deep stabilization happening inside you now, and it is changing how you experience uncertainty. Situations that once caused spirals of overthinking are no longer pulling you apart. Instead, they pause you, invite you to observe, and then release you back into clarity. The angels say this is a sign that your inner authority has returned. You no longer look outside yourself for permission to trust what you feel. You are also becoming aware of how much of your past effort was spent trying to predict outcomes. You wanted certainty before moving, reassurance before choosing, guarantees before believing. That approach once felt necessary, but it kept you locked in delay. Now something has shifted. You are acting from inner confirmation rather than external validation. This is why progress may feel quieter, but more consistent. There is an important recalibration occurring in your relationship with control. You are learning the difference between responsibility and over-control. Responsibility comes from self-respect. Over-control comes from fear. The angels show that you are releasing the second without losing the first. You still care deeply. You simply no longer grip life so tightly that it cannot breathe. This is also affecting how you experience endings. What once felt like rejection now feels like redirection. What once felt like loss now feels like relief. This does not mean the emotions are absent. It means they are integrated. You allow yourself to feel without allowing feelings to dictate your self-worth. This is emotional sovereignty, and it is essential for the phase you are entering. You may notice that your sense of identity is becoming simpler. You are no longer defining yourself by roles, labels, or past stories. Instead, you feel anchored in something quieter and more stable. This inner anchor does not need constant reinforcement. It remains even when circumstances change. The angels say this is why external changes no longer shake you the way they used to. Another sign of this shift is how you experience waiting. Waiting no longer feels like punishment. It feels like preparation. You sense that something is aligning behind the scenes, even if you cannot see the full picture yet. This trust is not blind. It is built from experience. You have seen what happens when you rush out of fear. You have also seen what unfolds when you allow timing to cooperate with you. Your reality is responding to this maturity. Situations are resolving with less friction. Conversations are becoming more honest. Decisions are becoming cleaner. You are no longer negotiating with what you know to be true. When clarity arrives, you act. When it does not, you wait without self-judgment. This balance creates momentum without exhaustion. The angels emphasize that this phase is not about becoming perfect or fearless. It is about becoming honest and present. You are allowed to feel uncertainty without turning it into a problem. You are allowed to move forward without having every answer. This flexibility is what allows reality to rearrange itself around you. As the energetic foundation continues to settle, you may feel a growing sense of inevitability, not as pressure, but as calm expectation. Things will move, doors will open, conversations will happen. Not because you force them, but because you are now in position to receive them without distortion. There is nothing you need to fix right now, nothing you need to chase. The angels ask you to notice how grounded you have become. This grounded state is not passive, it is receptive and clear. From here, the next steps reveal themselves naturally. This block carries a simple message. Trust the stability you are building. It is real, it is earned, and it is guiding you exactly where you need to go. There is a quiet confidence settling into you now, and it changes how the future feels. What once appeared uncertain no longer carries the same weight. You may not have all the details, but you trust your ability to respond when the moment arrives. The angels say this trust is not optimism, it is self-knowledge. You have seen yourself move through difficulty before, and you know now that you do not disappear when life challenges you. This is why your sense of inevitability feels calm instead of dramatic. You are no longer waiting to be saved by a perfect scenario. You understand that clarity comes through movement, not prediction. Each step you take reveals the next one, and that is enough. You are no longer demanding that life explain itself in advance. There is also a noticeable shift in how you relate to effort. You are learning that not everything requires intensity. Some things respond better to steadiness, others respond to patience, and some only appear when you stop trying to force them into existence. This does not mean you stopped caring. It means you learned discernment. You invest energy where it can grow, and you release what drains you without guilt. The angels highlight that this discernment will protect you in the next phase. As opportunities arise, not all of them will be aligned, even if they look appealing on the surface. You will recognize the difference by how your body responds. What belongs to you will feel clear and grounded. What does not will feel rushed or heavy. Trust that signal. It is refined now. You may also notice a growing comfort with being misunderstood. In the past, this may have unsettled you. Now it simply informs you that not everyone is meant to see your full picture. This acceptance creates freedom. You no longer explain yourself to be accepted. You express yourself to remain honest. The angels say this honesty will attract the right connections naturally. Another important change is happening in how you relate to success. You are redefining it. It is no longer about proving resilience or earning rest. It is about sustainability. You want a life that supports you, not one that constantly demands endurance. This shift changes what you pursue and how you pursue it. You are building something that can last without costing you your peace. There may still be moments when the past tries to pull your attention back. Old regrets, old questions, old what-ifs. When this happens, notice how quickly they fade compared to before. They no longer anchor themselves in you. They pass through because you no longer live in the same internal environment that created them. The angels emphasize that your energy is becoming cleaner, less fragmented, more focused. This clarity will make decision-making simpler, even when choices are significant. You will feel less pressure to choose perfectly and more confidence in choosing honestly. That honesty corrects course naturally. As this phase continues to unfold, you may feel drawn to simplify certain areas of your life. This is not withdrawal. It is refinement. You are making space for what is coming by clearing what no longer serves a purpose. This process may feel quiet, but it is deeply effective. The message of this block is simple and steady. You are not preparing for something abstract. You are stabilizing into a version of yourself that can hold what you asked for without losing balance. That stability is what makes the future feel certain. You're now standing in a phase where consistency matters more than intensity. The angels want you to recognize how far you have come in trusting your own rhythm. You no longer rush yourself to arrive somewhere faster just to feel safe. Safety is no longer something you chase, it is something you carry. This internal security changes how reality interacts with you, because life responds differently when you are not operating from urgency. There is a subtle but powerful restructuring happening in your expectations. You are no longer attached to how things should look, only to how they should feel. This distinction is essential. When you prioritize feeling grounded, respected, and clear, outcomes reorganize themselves in surprising ways. You may receive what you wanted, but in a form you did not predict. And you will recognize it immediately, because it will not require you to shrink or explain yourself. The angels show that your patience is no longer passive. It is active awareness. You are present with what is unfolding, without interfering unnecessarily. This presence allows truth to surface quickly. People reveal themselves faster. Situations clarify themselves sooner. You waste less time questioning what your intuition already knows. This efficiency is not cold, it is compassionate toward yourself. Another important shift is happening in how you relate to responsibility. You are releasing the habit of carrying what does not belong to you. Other people's emotions, expectations, or unresolved issues no longer automatically become your burden. This does not make you distant, it makes you respectful of boundaries, including your own. The angels say this boundary clarity will be crucial as new connections and opportunities appear. You may notice that your internal dialogue has softened. The voice that once criticized or doubted you is quieter now. When it does appear, it no longer feels convincing. You see it as an old pattern, not a reliable guide. In its place, there is a neutral, steady awareness that observes without attacking. This mental environment supports calm decision-making and emotional balance. As this stability strengthens, you may feel less drawn to explain your process to others, not because you are secretive, but because you no longer need external validation to confirm internal truth. You trust your timing, you trust your discernment, and you trust that what needs to understand you will do so without force. The angels emphasize that the next phase of your life will reward this steadiness. Not everything will be easy, but it will be honest. Challenges will come with clarity instead of confusion. Solutions will appear through cooperation rather than struggle. You are entering a cycle where effort aligns with outcome more consistently. There is also a growing sense of self-respect shaping your choices. You are less willing to compromise your peace for temporary comfort. You understand now that peace is not something you earn after suffering. It is a standard you are allowed to set. This understanding changes what you accept, what you pursue, and what you decline without guilt. As this block closes, the angels ask you to acknowledge something quietly. You are no longer becoming ready. You are ready. What remains is integration, not preparation. Trust this readiness. It is real and it is guiding you forward with precision. Everything you have experienced until now has been leading to this moment of internal confirmation. Not a dramatic turning point, not a loud declaration, but a calm knowing that settles in your chest and does not leave. The angels want you to understand that this knowing is the most reliable form of guidance you will ever have. It does not argue with you, it does not rush you. It simply stays steady and clear even when circumstances are still catching up. You're no longer waiting for permission to live differently. You're already doing it in small, consistent ways, in how you choose your words, in what you no longer explain, in how quickly you return to yourself when something feels off. These are not minor changes. They are the visible signs of a reality shift that has already taken place internally. There was a time when you believed that certainty would arrive only after everything made sense. Now you see that clarity often comes first, and understanding follows later. This reversal changes everything. You no longer delay your life waiting for proof. You move when alignment is present, trusting that the details will organize themselves around your decision, and they will. The angels emphasize that the version of you entering the next cycle is not driven by fear of loss. You are guided by respect for yourself. This changes the quality of everything you touch. Relationships feel more honest, goals feel more personal, time feels less like an enemy and more like a collaborator. You are no longer racing against it. There may still be moments when old emotions surface unexpectedly. When they do, greet them without judgment. They are not signs of regression. They are signs of completion. Old feelings surface when they are ready to be released fully. Let them pass through without building a story around them. You do not need to revisit who you were to honor how far you have come. You are also learning to trust the pauses. Not every gap needs to be filled immediately. Some spaces exist to protect what is forming. Silence is not absence, it is preparation. The angels say that what is aligning for you now requires calm attention, not constant action. You are being asked to listen more than to push. Notice how your desires have refined. You want less noise, less confusion, less performance. You want truth, steadiness, and meaning. This refinement is what allows the next phase to arrive cleanly. You are no longer asking for more. You are asking for what fits, and that makes all the difference. As this message reaches its close, there is one final reassurance the angels want to offer you. You are not missing anything meant for you. Nothing has passed you by. The life you are stepping into could only arrive through the version of you that exists now. That is why everything unfolded the way it did. The inevitability you feel is not pressure, it is alignment. It is the calm recognition that the path ahead matches who you have become. And from this place you do not need to force the future. You simply walk toward it with trust. If this message resonated with you and your situation, write in the comments, "I trust what is unfolding for me." Share your experiences in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, like it and subscribe to the channel for more inspiring content. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.